Great Dane Explain. This is Great Dane Explain, and today we are going to break down what is going on. So, North Carolina managed to count 95% of all of their votes within the first 5 to 6 hours that their polls closed. Now they have reported, as of tonight, 10:30 p.m., November 4th, they need an extra week to count the remaining 5%. What the hell? First, like this video, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, comment below. Give me your thoughts on all this. We're going to break it down. This is ridiculous. This is exactly why all this is going to be contested. Because none of it makes sense. Okay, you want to say the remaining 5% were mail-in ballots? Okay, count them. They should already be counted. Everything should have been counted by midnight last night. How do you count 95% within the first couple hours that your polls close, and then you suddenly need 7 to 8 days, because by then it will be 8 days, a week from now, to count the remaining 5%? No one's going to buy that. Now look, I'm going to say this. Liberals know this too. That's why we're not seeing this glowing excitement that we should be seeing from liberals, as it looks like they're going to declare Biden the victor any time now. Because of things like this, they know Trump is going to contest this. He's already talked about it. And we're about to see tons of other examples of why things are going to be investigated, and Trump is going to bring his legal team in to tackle this. My prediction, they're going to claim Biden the victor sometime tomorrow, maybe in the morning. Hey, maybe while we're sleeping. We'll see, but they're going to declare him the victor soon. He's going to come on stage with his seeing eye dog, maybe an interpreter, I don't know. Going to give his victory speech, okay? Right after that, Trump is going to give a press conference from the White House with his legal team, refusing to concede. He's going to say they are launching an immediate investigation. They have all sorts of evidence of fraud, eyewitnesses, ballot tampering, videos, pictures, whatever. And then it's going to be chaotic, to say the least. So we are just getting started here. Yes, it's my prediction, but it's a fairly educated guess based on everything we've seen so far. So let's keep going. Wisconsin. Real quick, I got to say this. Wisconsin, one of the states Trump was winning sizably when I went to bed last night. And I stayed up late, till about 2 a.m. I woke up a few hours later, the state had basically flipped. And this happened in a lot of other states too. We'll take a look at a couple of them. Trump had a sizable lead in a handful of states, and they simultaneously all announced they were pausing all vote counting. All of it. No one knew why. We got no legitimate explanation. We were told that it was late and they needed to sleep. Come on, man. As if this isn't important enough to have a night shift, a little night crew. Let this guy take a nap, sub in the backups to count the rest of them. You got to be kidding me. No way. And it just so happens that all the states that were paused, for the most part, were pivotal swing states that Trump was winning. You wake up a few hours later and they've either flipped or all of a sudden the margin is getting smaller and smaller, and now Biden is leading. So of course this is going to be contested. Okay? If the shoe was on the other foot, even though, I'll admit it, I'd be pumped Trump's going to win or whatever, but I'd be like, oh my God, this looks so terrible. They're going to launch another investigation. We're going to hear 3 or 4 years of this will be the new Russian conspiracy. This is never going to end. They'll say he's illegitimate. It's going to be a disaster. That would be my feeling. Because at the very least, can't we all say we want to see a fair, legal election? Hashtag count every legal vote. So Wisconsin, voter turnout. Historical average 66.8% dating back to 1960. 2016, lower turnout than average. And then suddenly, out of nowhere in Wisconsin, it shoots up to almost 90%. That is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. Now, if they investigate and they start finding ballots from dead people, duplicate ballots, that will explain a lot of this, especially if it's en masse. But this is ridiculous right here. No one's going to buy that. That's one of the reasons that it needs to be investigated. All right, so look here. Maybe you've seen this. I'll break it down real quick. Last night when we went to bed, well, at least when I went to bed, right around here, Trump had a pretty sizable lead. He was kind of separating himself from the pack, per se. Right here, you can see it stops. This is where they paused the voting. They said, we need to take a little nappy. Now, I'm going to mention too, they said we will resume vote counting tomorrow. So everyone was like, what's going on here? Why did they pause voting? This is unheard of. But okay, we have to accept it. Wake up tomorrow and sometime in the late morning, early afternoon, they'll start counting votes again. No, they began counting votes again in the middle of the night, around 5 a.m., while everyone's sleeping. At least 90-something% of America is sleeping. And look, straight line up for Biden takes the lead. You don't think this is going to be contested? And it should be. I don't care who this was benefiting. That is retarded. Michigan, another state that Trump was winning, had a sizable lead. They paused the voting. People go nighty-night. A few hours later, bam, they start counting again. Straight up line to Biden, narrows the gap to almost even. And since then, supposedly has overtaken Trump, and Biden was given Michigan. So at the very least, they will investigate why voting was paused and then what took place after that. And they should. Okay? Right now, America is the laughing stock of the world. This is an embarrassment. This is pathetic. The election should have been called last night on election night. There never should have been a pause in vote counting. It should have been tallied. I mean, look, Florida has triple the population of Michigan or Wisconsin or all of these states that are still left standing. And Florida managed to do all of their vote counting in the first day. They're smarter than all these states. Apparently, they can count a damn ballot. Gonna be contested. Doesn't make any sense. Now, a lot of people have said now that this is false. Okay? Where it showed that they tallied in the middle of the night 139,000 votes and that they all went to Joe Biden. So they can say that this is misleading or whatever they want to claim, but this is factual. This chart is legit, and it makes perfect sense. So maybe they're going to say, no, Trump, we went back and Trump actually won 300 votes. Either way, for Biden to get 99% of all those votes in the middle of the night, no way in hell. And don't fool yourself. If the shoe was on the other foot and this was happening to the Democrats, imagine Biden has the lead, they pause voting, we go to sleep, you wake up, and Trump has the lead? There would be rioting, looting in every major city across America. A few more things, okay? Wisconsin voter turnout, just breaking it down, 67% in 2000, 67% in 2016, and this year almost 90%. Give me a break. All right, from Judicial Watch. Study finds 353 U.S. counties in 29 states with voter registration rates exceeding 100%. Now, mainstream media has come out and said, well, that is 100% because of same-day registration and people that register on voting day and then vote that day as well. It's going to be investigated. This is from Nate Silver, a lefty, said Biden would win in a landslide. 2 more batches of Pennsylvania votes were reported, 23,277 votes in Philadelphia, all for Biden. How? Why are they making it so obvious, first off? Are they that stupid? Maybe. You think they would give Trump maybe, 300 or 400 votes just to throw it in there to make it look a little less suspicious? But I don't care any batch of votes you get. 23,277. And 100% of those are for Biden? No way in hell. Let's take a quick little look. Live update. Trump had a huge lead in Georgia going to bed last night, and that has almost pulled even now. So Georgia is going to be another state, in my opinion, that will be recounted, that will be looked at by the Trump administration or the Trump legal team, because Trump had a huge lead. Today they've spent, all day, all morning, counting mail-in ballots, and they've pretty much all gone for Biden. But we're just getting started, all right? Maybe if you had a traditional Rhino Republican, they would concede and give some BS pussy speech about, how they fought a good fight, but they have hope for America under Biden. Trump ain't that guy. He's already said in their book he feels that they've won the election, that they're going to investigate. He's talking to the Supreme Court already. That being said, mainstream media, the narrative is going to be Biden has won the election. Biden will do the victory speech. I guess COVID will disappear. And then anything Trump says from there on out, they'll say it's illegitimate. He's not the president. even though he technically still is until January. But they'll say he's not the president, and they'll say, we warned you he'd be a tyrant, that he would refuse to leave the White House, and he'd be the sorest loser. I mean, that's what's going to happen. So what are you going to do? What are we going to do as Americans, as patriots, as people who, up until this point, for the most part, believed in the general election that takes place in America? I'm going to expose everything that I can, because that's what I can do. So do your part. Look, I'll say this. If this was called on election night and Biden won, so be it. It wouldn't be the result I wanted, but so be it. But when you have Trump with a sizable lead, Democrats are having meltdowns, the whole nine, we go to sleep because they say they had to pause the voting, then they start the voting up again in the middle of the night, and you wake up and now Biden is winning? Hell no.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
Before I go, I had one more little clip to show you. This is the, I'll call it the SJW of the day. This woman got arrested for spitting in a police officer's face and screamed, "F you fascist." Yes, this happened last night. So Trump hadn't even won, and they're still rioting and doing all this. So all these people who thought, oh, all these BLM and Antifa people will chill out if Biden wins. Yeah, good luck. Let's take a look. Notice she's filming this. So she's about to spit in his face, and she's filming it as if somehow that would help her. Amazing.
Fuck you, fascist! Fuck you, fascist!
You're all fucking pieces of shit.
Wow. Let's see that again. Pulls up the mask. Breath probably smelled like shit. Spits on him. And all the beta males around her. Whoa, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, so there you go. I had to throw that in there. Sorry. SJW of the day. This is Great Dane Explain. I'll talk to you soon.